Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 5-minute flare on how to make data-driven decisions with Insights. My name is Megan Walker, and I'm a product manager for data and analytics at D2L. Today, I'll be diving into some concepts around actionable data and how we have implemented these concepts in our new Insights dashboards. For those who are unfamiliar with Insights, I'll be touching on that too. First, I'd like to talk about something I call a vanity metric. Take this chart, for example. It's a pretty visual that shows you some interesting information about how people have logged in of each role over a series of months. Besides being pretty and interesting, it doesn't help me in any way to understand if there's a good or a bad thing going on or if there's an action I should take. This is a vanity metric. Conversely, I've created a chart representing the data in a different way. Now I can see when we had spikes to student logins and when there were only instructors and admins in the system. While still pretty and interesting, this data is actionable and gives me a sense of how we're improving over time. It may also improve and provide some actions, such as investigating what caused the spike, so that's an action metric. There's 3 key considerations when using action metrics to drive your decision making, and we've taken these into account when designing our Insights dashboards. The first is all about your current state. You must understand where you're starting from. The second is to make your metrics valuable, and the third is to understand the impact that the changes are having had. Available in Performance Plus, Insights arms instructors, mid-level roles, and administrators with actionable data to quickly get answers to the questions that are the most important to your organization. With up-to-date information, there is no more waiting for custom reports, no reliance on external tools, and no manual management of roles and permissions. So today we'll be focusing on the Insights dashboards. Returning to those key considerations, the first was to know how you're doing. Some questions you might ask yourself are things like, how do you know how the actions are measured? Do you know what good looks like? And answering these questions first will set you up for success when you're using your data to drive decisions. If we double-click on the question, do you know how your actions are being measured, we can use the adoption dashboard to take a look at the tool usage that answers that question. Here you can review which tools are being used in a comparative way. You're able to drill into the communications department to compare programs and drill into the writing program to review the courses in that program. But how about the question, do we know what good looks like? For this one, we can take a look at the engagement dashboard, which also uses the pattern of comparison. As an advisor, I can review all the learners I advise. Drilling into an individual, I can compare how much time they're spending on content in their courses compared to their peers to really help me identify when a learner might be off track. When using metrics to drive your decision making, it's all about actionable metrics, like I've mentioned. To check in to see if your metrics are actionable, you can ask questions such as, is the metric catered to the target audience, and can that audience actually influence the result? If I showed you a chart of the temperatures at our headquarters right now, you probably don't care, and you most definitely can't influence that result. Focusing on the question, can you influence the result? We have considered the audience we're building for when building our assessment quality dashboard. Here you can review the reliability or KR20 value for the quizzes in the course you care about. As an instructional designer, this dashboard can provide insights that you can immediately take action on and influence the results. We have considered the question, will the reports drive improvements when building the assignment visualization in the engagement dashboard? This visualization quickly allows you to pinpoint who the learners are that have overdue assignments so that intervention can be made earlier in the course to keep them on track for success. Lastly, measuring impact is critical in making data-driven decisions. If you don't measure the results of a change point, it will be very difficult to determine whether you have made a good or bad decision. Having the data at your fingertips to measure impact will allow you to make smaller, more frequent changes to match the result to the associated action more closely. In the Insights dashboard, we provide trended data such as the tool usage trends to allow you to track your change points. I've labeled each of the change points that I've expected to be the cause for the result. Here I'm trying to conclude if leveling up my instructional design team has made an impact on the usage of content. I can see that it does, so it might translate to another step of trying to see how that translates to student success. So when you leave here today, be sure to remember the 3 key considerations to transform your metrics into actionable data points for making decisions. When keeping these 3 things in mind, you will avoid falling into the trap of creating vanity metrics. I hope you've enjoyed learning about how we've considered these concepts when building out the Insights dashboards. If you'd like to learn more about Insights, check out the Rediscover Insights session that's coming up right after this. We'll also be completing a game storming activity tomorrow in the Investing in Insights session. This is a session where you'll be able to contribute your own priorities and thoughts to our roadmap. Additionally, we have the staff ready on hand to chat at the Data Analytics Lab, or you can reach out to your account team for more information. Thank you.